Beats me.
Well, come on. What happened to Luke?
What'd he say?
Really?
Come on, you're on the phone. Let's hear about it.
One at a time. Most of the answers start with, I don't know.
Well, you were talking to Luke, weren't you?
For a very brief period. And then just as I got to the part about the possibility of Gray being involved, he dropped the phone.
Why?
That's where the I don't knows come in.
He doesn't have Laura?
No.
Well, he's got to be onto something.
Yeah, well, the way he put it, it sounded like a whole lot of aggravation. He's at the Hanover bus station with a bus schedule that's out of date, nowhere else to go, and the last comment was a wild goose chase.
Wild goose chase?
Oh, now I really am getting worried.
Now, hold on now, Agnes. If Luke dropped that phone, he's on to something.
Well, he usually is.
The only question is what?
4849.
Could I help you? Can you help me?
Just a minute, sir. That's, where was I?
50. You just gave
Oh,
me.
yeah, 50, 60, and that's 80 and 100. There's your ticket. Thank you very much. Have a good trip, sir.
Have a good trip. Listen, can you help me now? What about this poster here? Do you know anything about that poster?
Well, now, you are asking all the wrong questions today.
How can it be the wrong question? It's right here on your wall. Jasper Airways Charter. See that? I just want to know about this poster.
I hate to disappoint you twice in one afternoon, sir, but see, those posters are paid advertising. They just don't have anything to do with the ticket department.
Whose department are they?
Well, they're the travel agents, of course.
Okay, how do I find the travel agent?
Well, you probably find him to be the busiest he's been in a week. See, you're the second customer that's come in here this afternoon asking about those Jasper posters.
Is that right? Who was the first?
Was a young girl.
Blonde, about 20?
You know, now that you mention it, she looked just exactly like that girl you were talking about earlier.
Mm-hmm. The dress?
Let's see. Unless I'm mistaken, it was blue.
That's the one.
How about that?
Yeah, how about that? Where did she go?
Sent her over to the travel agent a little while back.
Okay, well, where is that?
Well, that's all the way down at the end of the terminal. Just walk straight ahead.
Honey, this running around during lunch doesn't make much sense to me.
Oh, I had some shopping to do.
Just the same. Lunchtime is for eating lunch.
Well, we managed to squeeze in a salad after Gorman's.
Rabbit food. I'm still hungry.
Well, then you will appreciate the roast that Anna's fixing for dinner tonight all the more. Jess, any messages?
Audrey, you're clear, but Steve, you have to.
Oh, thank you. Leslie called.
Oh, yes, from Washington.
I would have thought she had been back by now.
She'd planned to, but she's still plugging away, trying to raise money for the sports center.
I hope she's not getting discouraged.
Oh, not our Leslie.
Matter of fact, she sounded great when I talked to her, which is kind of remarkable considering everything she has on her mind.
A missing daughter, for starters.
And now all this trouble with the sports center.
Oh, Steve, she'd like to stay in Washington a little longer if it's all right with you.
Oh, I don't see why not. As a matter of fact, I think I'll call her myself and let her know.
Good.
Steve. Audrey?
Oh, right there.
Jessie, any messages?
Yes, you have several, thank you.
Thank you. Jess, I was just wondering, has the Newell file been sent to the record room yet?
Yes, why?
Oh, I just thought I might look something up.
I can requisition it for you.
No, it won't be necessary.
You sure?
No, absolutely. Actually, I was wondering why the file was kept here at the desk so long.
Well, as you know, I kept it here so you could look at it, and then I sent it up to Permanent Records because I figured that everybody who was involved with it had seen it. You and Noah Drake and Ann Logan.
Ann Logan.
As a matter of fact, Ann has gotten very involved with the Newells.
She has?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she invited Mr. Newell and his daughter to dinner at our house this evening.
Oh, very thoughtful of her. Excuse me.
More about what's going on.
Honey, David already talked about it.
Oh, and you think I believe that ridiculous story?
Laura, we will discuss this later. Now, quiet.
Having trouble with the carton, Mel?
No, not at all, David. Not at all.
First you go out. Then you stay out all night.
I know I was out all night.
Why?
Laura, I am not going to discuss this with you now.
Well, then when are you going to discuss it? When is everyone going to fill me in on the details while I get stuck locked up with this old what's-her-face?
Come on, sweetheart, be reasonable.
Don't sweetheart me, Mel.
Need I remind you, Mel, you have work to do?
David, what can I say? The girl just misses me.
May I suggest you refrain from your displays of affection until later? Much later?
Hurt me, Mel.
That is the least of what'll happen if David finds out you were causing problems.
What are you saying?
I am saying, for the last time, calm down and behave yourself. This is not the time nor the place to discuss any of this.
No, Laura, it would be best if you stayed out here with Hester.
Mel!
Darling, just do what he asks, okay?
You'd only be bored by our technical discussions anyway.
Laura, magazine?
Maybe David caught up with Luke, and that's why he dropped the phone. You know, even my sister could be there. What if he's got them both?
Come on, Jackie.
What about Laura Spencer? They're probably all in trouble.
Jackie, come on. Come on. Now, let's stop the speculating, all right? Got it? No more speculating. And let's calm down.
Okay, I'll try.
Good.
So, what would you like for me to do? Shall I stay here or go back to Port Charles?
Oh, I hadn't thought of that. I guess maybe you should go back just to see if anybody or anyone shows up there.
It's really a good idea. We need at least one person there at the home base in case anything happens.
What about the two of you?
Well, we'll wait here to see if Luke makes a call.
You really think he's going to call?
Knowing Luke, I guess he'll think of something.
Well, what if he doesn't?
Well, if we haven't heard to him by nightfall, I'm going to leave Jackie here to take any calls.
And what do you intend to do?
Head off to Hanover. Trace him from his last location.
There you are.
Good afternoon.
Good, we'll see. You sell tickets to Jasper Airways charters.
As a matter of fact, I do.
What can you tell me about them?
Well, they're a very small outfit, but extremely efficient.
I'm interested in more than that.
That's odd.
Why?
Well, very few people ask about Jasper. And of all the coincidences, you're the second one today.
Who was the first?
Oh, there's a little blonde girl wearing kind of a summery dress.
Blue?
How'd you know?
Lucky guess. So, did she buy a ticket?
On, Jasper's charter flight to Europe, leaving tomorrow from Portland, yeah.
Wait, Portland? I was told that the bus doesn't connect to Portland. There's no connection there.
Well, that's correct, but there is a train.
And let me guess, you also sell train tickets?
Absolutely.
So she bought a train ticket to Portland, is that it?
Yes, she did indeed.
Well, it seems that, my answers are coming very, very easily to all my questions.
Well, then perhaps you're a very fortunate fellow.
Either that, or I'm asking all the right questions.
Thanks for coming down to see me, John. Don't give it a second thought. It's what we insurance agents consider the equivalent of your house calls. House calls. That's good. That's very good. It's not that good, Arthur. What's on your mind? Well, I have a couple of questions I need to ask. That's what I'm here for. Now, number one, would my professional insurance rates go up if I were hit with a malpractice? Are you anticipating such a thing? No, just a point of interest. And number two, could a doctor depend on your company financially? In the case of a malpractice suit, yeah. Arthur, I'm afraid you're going to have to be a little bit more specific. Can I trust you? I'm your insurance agent. We don't want a lawsuit any more than you do. Okay. I think I know someone who has gotten hold of a piece of written evidence. Now, it's nothing final, it's nothing complete, but it could be very damaging to me. What kind of evidence? It's a piece of paper that was stolen from the records of the deceased patient. I can help you right there. It's a felony to steal anything out of hospital files. Yeah, but if it's already gone, you'll have to get this information across to whoever stole it. Let him or her know. They'll be in as much trouble as you will if this all comes out in court. Court? That's the last thing I want. And it's the last thing we want, too. But if you do as I say, maybe we can work some kind of a standoff. Perhaps even avoid a suit altogether. Needless to say, that's what the company would prefer. Yeah, me too. Don, thanks for your help. I just hope it works out. Hi.
Oh, hi.
Room for one more?
Certainly, the more the merrier. Sit down.
Pull up a chair.
Thanks. Looks like we're the cafeteria's best customers today.
Oh.
I think that's thanks to you cutting back on the schedule.
Yes, everyone deserves a break now and then.
Yeah, I agree. Actually, though, I've been catching up on my paperwork. Now, as a nurse, Anna, you should appreciate that. I mean, don't you find it annoying to keep filing all those papers?
I suppose so.
You know, I often wonder what happens to all those papers. I mean, I keep thinking that there's a paper thief who sneaks in the middle of the night and steals things in triplicate. Of course, that couldn't happen in the hospital, you know, because stealing a patient's records is a felony. Did you know that, Ann?
No, I never gave it much thought.
Yeah, well, think about it right now. I mean, just taking a piece of paper, and it's a crime.
Interesting.
Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah, very interesting. Although I do have to be going. I've got dinner to prepare tonight. Got some guests coming, so if you'll excuse me.
I'll walk you to your car.
Thank you.
I'll just stay here and finish my coffee.
Okay. See you later.
Right.
It's not that bad, dear.
Easy for you to say.
Well, we could play cards or something. It'll make the time go by.
I am too hungry to play games.
You want to have some more of your sandwich?
I didn't like that sandwich in the first place. You know what I really could go for is a donut.
Sorry, I don't have any donuts in the shop.
Yeah, I bet that coffee shop has good donuts, though, don't they?
You're not trying that again, Laura. You got us in enough trouble last time you went over there.
All right, I'm sorry. It's just, I had my heart set on a donut.
Tell you what, I'll run across the street and get us some pastries and coffee. But I'm warning you, Laura, I'll be keeping my eye on this store all the time I'm gone.
I'll start setting it up immediately. You can count on it. I will. Because at last we can work unimpeded. Now that Luke Spence has been taken care of, he won't be bothering us anymore.
Luke!
Robert.
Listen, are you all right? We've been going crazy waiting to hear from you.
Well, I've been going a little crazy here myself.
You tell me what's going on.
To coin a phrase, I'll give you the good news first. I've tracked Laura via bus and train to a Jasper plane. It's supposed to be leaving from Portland tomorrow.
Never heard of Jasper.
Well, neither did I until I found this charter thing. It was printed on the back of the bus schedule that I found in Laura's scarf.
And this plane is headed where?
Europe.
Is that the bad news?
No. The bad news is that it's a little heavier than that. You see, Robert, I think I'm being set up. Everywhere I've been, everything that I've asked, everybody knows that they've seen a woman fitting Laura's description. It's just all too pat.
Okay, you might be right.
You got any ideas?
A bit of a long shot, but it's getting better and better by the minute. It's what I tried to tell you before. And the guy in the van that we'd stopped to help may have been David Gray.
May have been?
Yeah, well, we can't be certain. Tiffany Hasn't seen him around the shop since you've been gone, but Whit couldn't make a positive ID, so there's nothing more to go on than that.
All right, well, I'll bear all this in mind, but you got to understand if it's set up or not. I'm getting a train to Portland tonight, and then I'm going to get on this Jasper flight in the morning.
Okay, I don't blame you.
Then you agree that there's still a strong chance that it could be Laura?
It's possible, but I'm warning you. Straight out. You've got to be on your guard at all times. Better yet, let me give you a few tips from my experience back in the good old days.
Listen, pal, I am open to anything. Okay. Okay, man, I'll do it. Well, sure, I know it's dangerous, but I really don't have any other choice.